Hello, Liners! Welcome back to angat-sipnayan Community Learning Center. I am Kuya Charles, your facilitator for today. Today is our second session for Project Line, or linking initiatives into the new normal environment. Learn along with me and together, angat na natin ang sipnayan. Now, be ready with your pens, handouts, and modules because today we will be digging deeper on the world of angles. Now, let us have a check-in activity.
Today, I will be presenting the angle song by Peter Weatherall. Your task is to take note of the different information about angles. You can write your answers on a sheet of paper provided by your facilitators. Are you now ready? If yes, here is the angle song.
I got the measure in degrees of every angle that I see. Come on, angles, don't you tangle with me. All you acute angles I see are less than 90 degrees. Come on, angles, don't you tangle with me. And if you measure 90 degrees, then I know you are a right angle, 'cause you stand perpendicular. I got your number. If you were straight, it's 180 degrees that you make. Come on, angles, don't you tangle with me. A full rotation, if you please, spins around 360 degrees. Come on, angles, don't you tangle with me. But if you're only greater than 180 degrees, I know you're a reflex angle, like my bended knees. Come on, angles, don't you tangle with me. Come on, angles, don't you tangle with me.
Give me my protractor back, please.
Wow! That was some nice rhythm from Mr. Peter. Did you jot down some information? If yes, you may check them from the summary of the angle song here. Are some of the information familiar to you? That's right! We met angles during our first session. But today, we are going to dig deeper and meet more angles, angle pairs, and their relationships. I also have a special guest that will be with me all throughout our discussion. He is Mr. P. Do you want to meet him? Come on!
Hi liners, I am Mr. P. I am a protractor and I am used to finding the measure of an angle, just like how a ruler is used to find the length of a segment. I have an outer and inner degree scale. You may use any of my scales depending on the positions of the angle. The unit of measurement used for angles is called degree, denoted by this symbol.
So, Mr. P is such a cutie. Do you agree, liners? Now, let us review what an angle is.
An angle is formed by two non-collinear rays with a common endpoint. The two rays are called the sides of the angle. The common endpoint is called the vertex. The symbol for an angle is this. An angle can be named in three ways: by using the number assigned to the angle, its vertex or its vertex and two other points, one from each side of the angle.
Did you know that there are different kinds of angles according to their measure? I know you met them before, but still let us know them again today.
The following are the different kinds of angles according to measurement. An acute angle is an angle whose measure is greater than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees. This angle is an acute angle since it measures 30 degrees. A right angle is an angle whose measure is exactly 90 degrees. The symbol in the figure is used to mark the right angle. An obtuse angle is an angle whose measure is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. This angle is an obtuse angle since it measures 120 degrees. A straight angle is an angle whose measure is exactly 180 degrees. Reflex angles are angles whose measure is greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. And lastly, an angle whose measure is exactly 360 degrees is called a complete angle or a full turn.
Can you identify what type of angles are the following? The first one is a right angle. The second one is an obtuse angle. The third one is an acute angle. The fourth one is a complete angle. The fifth one is a reflex angle. And the last one is a straight angles. Good job, learners! We will now proceed to what we call angle pairs. Geometric relationships exist between two angles. These relationships can be used as basis for classifying angle pairs. Angle pairs include adjacent angles, complementary angles, supplementary angles, linear pairs, and vertical angles.
The first one is adjacent angles. Refer from the figure. What do angle ABD and angle DBC have in common? Oh, that's right. Angles ABD and angles DBC are adjacent angles with B as their common vertex and ray BD as their common side.
So what are adjacent angles? Adjacent angles are angles on the same plane that have a common side and common vertex but no common interior points. Now, let's proceed to complementary angles.
Look at angle FEG and angle GED. What is the sum of their measures? Compare this sum to that of angle DUV and angle XYZ. What can you say about the sum of two pairs of angles? If you will notice, angles FEG and angle GED are adjacent complementary angles. Angles PUV and XYZ are non-adjacent complementary angles. Since the measure of angle FEG plus measure of angle GED is equal to 60 degrees plus 30 degrees is equal to 90 degrees. Then angle FEG and angle GED are complementary angles. Angle GED is the complement of angle FEG. Also, angle FEG is the complement of angle GED. Angles GAD and FEG have a common side AG, that is, they are also adjacent angles. Therefore, angle GED and angle FEG are adjacent complementary angles.
What are complementary angles? Complementary angles are two angles whose measures have a sum of 90 degrees. In the figure, if the measure of one angle in the complementary angles is 50 degrees, what is the measure of the other angle? That's right! Since they are complementary angles, their sum must be equal to 90 degrees. To get the value of the other angle, we will subtract it from 90 degrees. The measure will be 40 degrees because if you subtract 50 from 90, you will get 40 degrees. Now, let's move on to supplementary angles.
Look at the following angle pairs. Angle MNO and angle ONP and angle ABC and angle RST. What is the sum of the measures of each angle pair? In this first figure, angles MNO and ONP are adjacent supplementary angles, while in the second figure, angles ABC and RST are non-adjacent supplementary angles. Why? Because the sum of the measures of angle MNO and ONP is 180 degrees. Hence, angle MNO and angle ONP are supplementary angles. These two angles are supplements of each other. Notice that these angles are adjacent since they have a common side NO and at the same time supplementary. On the other hand, in the second figure, the sum of the measures of the angle are also 180 degrees. Hence, angle ABC and angle RST are also supplementary. Notice also that these two angles are supplementary but not adjacent.
Supplementary angles are two angles whose measure have a sum of 180 degrees. In the figure, if the measure of one angle in the supplementary angles is 100 degrees, what is the measure of the other angle? Okay, that's right! Since they are supplementary angles, their sum must be equal to 180 degrees. To get the value of the other angle, we will subtract it from 180 degrees. The measure will be 80 degrees because if you subtract 100 degrees from 180 degrees, you will get 80 degrees. Now, let's proceed to linear pairs.
Look at angle VXY and angle XYZ. How will you classify this angle pair? That's right. Angles VXY and YXZ are adjacent and supplementary angles with a common side XY. You can call angle VXY and angle YXZ a linear pair.
A linear pair consists of two adjacent angles whose non-common sides are opposite trace. If you will notice, the sum of the measures of the angles in a linear pair is always 180 degrees because they are always supplementary. Now, we'll meet the vertical angles.
When two lines intersect, they form a pair of non-adjacent angles called vertical angles. In this figure, angles 1 and 3 are classified as vertical angles, same with angles 2 and 4.
Vertical angles are two non-adjacent angles formed by two intersecting lines, and vertical angles are congruent. Now, let's proceed to perpendicular lines.
When two lines intersect to form right angles, the two lines are said to be perpendicular to each other. In the figure, AB and CD intersect at the point O to form right angles. We can say that AB is perpendicular to CD. In symbols, we write AB as perpendicular to CD since angle AOC and angle BOC form a linear pair. They are supplementary. That is, the measure of angle AOC plus the measure of angle BOC is equal to 180 degrees. Since the measure of angle AOC is 90 degrees, therefore, the measure of angle BOC is equal to 90 degrees. In the same manner, the measure of angle AOD is equal to 90 degrees and the measure of angle BOD is equal to 90 degrees. Thus, perpendicular lines form four right angles.
But, there is another type of line wherein they never meet or intersect. Do you know what line is it? Think.
Parallel lines are lines that do not intersect no matter how far they are extended. In the figure, lines M and N do not intersect and are parallel. You write this as M is parallel to N. The symbol is written as is parallel to.
Okay, since you easily learned the concept of angles, angle pairs, and their relationship, let's have a liner's virtual game. Are you all excited? Okay, let us begin now.
Green flag ba ako or red flag? In the following items, raise your green flags if the statement is correct, and raise your red flags if the statement is incorrect. You will be given 20 seconds per item. Your facilitators will be providing you with your flags and your score sheets. Are you all ready? Let's now begin! Item number 1. An acute angle measures exactly 90 degrees. Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is red flag. Acute angles measure between 0 to 90 degrees. An angle whose measure is exactly 90 degrees is called a right angle. Item number 2. An angle is formed by two non-collinear rays with a common endpoint? Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is green flag. Item number 3. If the measure of one angle in the complementary angles is 40 degrees, the measure of the other angle is also green flag or red flag. Time's up. The correct flag is green flag. Item number 4. A protractor is used to find the length of a segment. Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is red flag. A protractor is used to find the measures of an angle. A ruler is used to find the length of a segment. Item number 5. There are only 2 kinds of angles according to measure: the acute and the obtuse angle. Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is red flag. There are 6 acute, right, obtuse, straight, reflex, and complete angles. Item number 6. Vertical angles are 2 non-adjacent angles formed by the 2 intersecting lines and are congruent. Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is green flag. Item number 7. Perpendicular lines are lines that do not intersect, no matter how far they are extended. Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is red flag. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect and form right angles. Parallel lines are lines that do not intersect, no matter how far are extended.
Item number 8. Adjacent angles are angles on the same plane that have a common side and a common vertex, but no common interior points. Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is green flag. Item number 9. An obtuse angle measures exactly 180 degrees. Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is red flag. An obtuse angle measures between 90 to 180 degrees. An angle whose measure is exactly 180 degrees is called a straight angle. Items number 10. If the measure of one angle in the supplementary angles is 40 degrees, the measure of the other angle is also 40 degrees. Green flag or red flag? Time's up. The correct flag is red flag. Supplementary angles are those angles that sum up to 180 degrees. If one angle in a supplementary angle measures 40 degrees, the other one must measure 140 degrees.
That is a thumbs up. Good job, Liners. How was the Liners virtual game? Did you enjoy it? Before we formally ended our session, the facilitators prepared a worksheet for this session. You may answer them after watching this video. That's a wrap. That's it for today. But learning doesn't stop here. For our next session, we are going to discuss the angles formed when a parallel line is cut by a transversal. Again, I am Kuya Charles, your facilitator for today. I hope we provided you with a new learning experience as we say, iaangat na natin ang sipnayan.